medicine, and so should good news. We don't have enough good, we have lots of good stuff going on. It's just unfortunately, other streams of media know that good news, for whatever reason, doesn't sell like bad news does. So that's what they focus on. So, not here though. On Positive Power, we focus on the good news. So, lots of good stuff going on in the world. And this is a world that we're trying to preserve. Trying to preserve the world, trying to preserve us, right? And I don't mean with preservatives. We know how that's going. So this is sort of cool. Parks in Washington state have been struggling to maintain their infrastructure with their lack of funding. But they've now gotten a huge financial boost thanks to a dead woman who loved the outdoors. Betty Wallace, a woman who used to live in Washington before moving to California, recently passed away and left $1 million in her will to the state parks that she loved so dearly. On behalf of Wallace's Trust, it was our family's honor to make this donation on her behalf to the Washington's National Park Fund, knowing it will be used for many projects, including a combination of saving lives and supporting volunteer infrastructure in the parks, Sherry Ryan, Wallace's niece and the estate's trustee, said in a statement. The Mount Rainier Olympic Parks plan on using their portion of the funding to create a monitoring system that will hopefully ensure the safety of their rangers in the wilderness and reduce rescuer response time. The North Cascades National Park plans on bulking up infrastructure for their volunteers. The funding comes at a pivotal time for Washington's three largest national parks. Sarah Creechbaum, Olympic National Park Superintendent, said in a statement, "Our country's national parks have experienced many financial challenges in recent years, and there's a significant maintenance backlog. This wonderful donation via Washington National Parks Foundation enables us to invest in much-needed safety technology that can quite literally save lives in Washington for years to come." That is very super cool. Now, my next story is interesting. I don't know if everybody knows, but, well, you know that currency is going digital. That's a no-brainer. We can see it all over the place. Everybody's using their bank card. Now we've got the tap. But what's happening is, and I'm not going to get into like a big, long thing about it, but the more we go digital, the less we have cash. The less we have cash, the less we have cash jobs. The less we have cash that is not on a paper trail, let's say. So people are brilliant and they come up with alternatives. So one of the big alternatives right now, so that they can have digital, untraced, anonymous cash, is Bitcoin. If you've never looked into it, look into it. It's a very interesting topic. I actually did a couple documentary reviews on it, on the Positive Power and on In the Know. I'm very interested in it, but not interested enough to buy any at this point. But I'm watching what's going on, right? So this is a pretty cool story about it, though. With prices soaring into 5-digit figures, Bitcoin has been garnering a lot of media attention in the last few months, and a lot of people did not even know it existed. This couple, however, was willing to invest in the innovative cryptocurrency when it was selling for $800 a pop in 2012. 5 years later, it seems that the gamble paid off. Instead of profiting off of the financial windfall, Haley Tecco and Jeff Hammerbaker just announced that they donated all of their Bitcoin gains to the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center in South Carolina. "We made a crazy bet on Bitcoin in 2013. It's done extraordinarily well," the couple wrote on Twitter, excited to announce that we've donated it all to MUSC Hollings to further cancer research. 3 cheers for Bitcoin philanthropy. "We imagine it's one of the first Bitcoin donations to a medical school," says Tecco. "Hopefully there'll be many more." Hammerbacker and Tecco declined to say how much their investment was worth in total, but CNBC estimates the value to be ranging in hundreds of thousands of dollars. So just in case you don't know, if you ever go into a business and you notice just randomly on the counter there'll be one of those square digital scan things, which I'm sure has a proper name that I have no idea what it is. But I believe Subway and some other restaurants, like right here in Sarnia, so I'm sure there's in other places as well. So that's what it's for. So if you're to make a Bitcoin purchase, then you would scan that with your phone, do a transfer, just like an email transfer. It instantly goes to the till. It's some weird conversion thing, but things end up being cheaper, but the Bitcoin is on the stock market. So you could go and I could buy it today for, I don't know, $600 a coin or something, which sounds like about a normal number. And then I could go back tomorrow and it could be worth more, or it could be worth less. It's an interesting thing, but it's totally anonymous. And this is where, we're watching a government try to take more control, and then we're watching smart people that have solutions for that. And it's interesting watching history in the making. So pay attention to Bitcoin. I'm not saying whether you should get into it or not. I'm just saying it's worth paying attention to. So, last story of the day. If you listen to Sunday night, Sandy and I did our In the Know show. In the Know show. That sounds interesting. I did a documentary review on a documentary called The Plastic Ocean. And it was really interesting. And part of it was about the ocean, obviously. But another part of it was about the plastic on our food, which was really interesting, that ties nicely in with this story. The world's first plastic-free grocery store aisle has just been unveiled in Amsterdam, and Dutch legislators are hoping that it will encourage the UK to do something similar. Dutch grocery store chain Plaza unveiled the aisle at their Jan Pieter Heijestraat location on Wednesday. The aisle includes over 700 products, such as fruits, vegetables, cereals, condiments, beverages, snacks, meats, and non-perishables, all of which are plastic and recyclable or biodegradable materials. The company's 70 other branches are set to roll out similar aisles by the end of this year. Plastic-free aisles are an important stepping stone to a brighter future for food and drink. Plaza Chief Executive Eric Doze said in a statement, "We know that our customers are sick to death of products laden in layer after layer of thick plastic packaging. The project, which was orchestrated by environmental group A Plastic Planet, is just one of many initiatives that have recently been taken to ditch plastic packaging. Replacing the harmful material has been a popular subject of legislation following the release of the BBC documentary series Blue Planet 2, which highlighted the scourge of oceanic pollution." A Plastic Planet's co-founder, Cian Sutherland, said, "The introduction of the world's first plastic-free aisle represents a landmark moment for the global fight against plastic pollution. For decades, shoppers have been sold the lie that we can't live without plastic in food and drink. A plastic-free aisle dispels all that. Finally, we can see a future where the public has a choice about whether to buy plastic or plastic-free." Wow, can you believe the people were lied to? Wow, that's pretty amazing. There is absolutely no logic in wrapping something as fleeting as food in something as indestructible as plastic. And I'd just like to inject my own 2 cents here. And we know that plastic is a cancer-causing agent. So the flimsier it is, the worse it is to be around the food that you're going to put in your one and only body. Yeah, that was me, not the article. Now we'll carry on. Europe's biggest supermarkets must follow Ecoplaza's lead and introduce a plastic-free aisle at the earliest opportunity to help turn off the plastic tap. Article over. That is absolutely awesome, and it is the beginning of change. And that's what we need. We need to start making change. So it was interesting. So Sandy and I came in on Sunday, and we did our thing, and I talked about the plastic, and she talked about Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother thing. So it was really interesting. So then I left, and my daughter picked me up. We went and did some shopping, and I needed, 15 things or something. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go for non-plastic stuff. I'm going to try it and grab some alternatives. So lo and behold, I needed creamer. Nope, because that's got wax on the inside of the paper that has plastic in it. I needed yogurt. Nope, no alternative. What else? The only thing, the moral of the story is, the only thing I could purchase that was not in plastic was coffee. I needed instant coffee, and that was the only thing that had two options, plastic or glass. So my mission for 2018 on a personal level is to try to get rid of as much plastic as possible, which is like the challenge of all challenges. And the other thing is to minimize all the stuff in my house. So I've been doing the purge of 2018, I called it. And no bodies are going to be found, right? Because I told my son it was going to be the purge, and he got all excited. He thought we were going to need some pitchforks or something. So this is pretty exciting. We're minimalizing everything in the house, totally downsizing, which is awesome, especially when half of the stuff I'm getting rid of isn't even mine. Isn't it funny how kids move out, but they don't move out? I know, it's a really weird, baffling thing that goes on. And the plastic thing. So a couple years ago, I was paying attention and learning more about plastic, and I converted all my plates. Like, I make sure when I buy my clothes, I try to get more cotton than polyester, because polyester is plastic. That's why you sweat like crazy when you're wearing that. And if you're having hot flashes, just word from a friend, go for the cotton. So definitely, changing to glass, changing to just other options, more paper, right? Why aren't we going back to the paper bags? That would be a really good thing. But you're seeing more people are doing it. So the exciting thing is that there's hope. There's a lot of wackadoodle stuff going on in this world. Things that we can't control. We get all stressed out. We can't control it, but there's things that we can. So that is very exciting. So that's the end of the good news. All those articles are being posted on the Positive Power Facebook page for you to check out at your